Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Danielle Dubuc-Wightman, and I serve as Executive Director for FCC USA Fútbol con Corazón, a nonprofit organization that uses soccer to prevent and solve community problems. And I'm so excited to be here. Thanks to Miami Community Newspaper for providing this amazing studio, and Grant, Michael, Emily here helping us. We have an amazing guest, one of our incredible partners representing FPL. He's the External Affairs Manager for FPL here in the South, in South Dade, and in areas of South Dade. And I'm so happy to call you a friend as well. Andres Martinez is here with us. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me, and please, call me Andy. And it's a pleasure to be here with you, Danielle, and the FCC team. And again, thank you, Grant and Michael Miller for community news staff for having me here today. Thank you.
Awesome. I love it. So I'm gonna share a little bit about. I always share like how did we meet? So back in the days, at FCC, we usually work with corporate partnerships because we have our corporate soccer tournament every year. And years ago, I met Baldwin, who was amazing, and Adi Skurila, right? And they were amazing, and I met them through the chambers, and they supported us. They supported with our with the F Kids uniform. They participated in the soccer tournament for 3 years, and like this year, was it this year? Yeah, this year we met, and you met one of our coaches through Leadership Miami, and so now you're my direct contact, and since day one, you've been so supportive. You brought your FPL team, which they were incredible in the corporate soccer tournament, not only as a soccer team, but their values and how they played and how they support us since day one. So I'm really, really grateful. I'm excited to have you here and to learn about you.
Well, thank you. And yeah, I'd like to thank Baldwin. Big shoes to fill, right?
Yeah.
Baldwin transferred to Broward
Mm-hmm.
and support the Broward community and county over there, which opened up an opportunity for me. And as I transitioned to my role, he was a great mentor and led me to you, Danielle, on the Football con Corazon program and nonprofit organization, which I think is a wonderful organization, especially for what you do for the kids, for their well being and health. And yeah, the soccer tournament was amazing. I was super excited about it. It's something that um, I've never done before or been participated before, and you made it so easy, and you were so welcoming, you and your staff, and the team. We live by our corporate values, and I'm glad you recognize that. Our corporate values at FPL is that we're committed to excellence. We treat people with respect, and we do the right thing. And thank you for having us and recognizing that the team uh, basically played with those values in mind. So thank
I
you.
love it. Yeah. No, our coaches were like, the FPL team is amazing. And every year we have like a waiting list of companies that apply, and then we have to select. And not all companies behave the same. To be honest, sometimes the adults can become like worse than the kids. Because of course our corporate soccer tournament, it's not only the team that scores the most goals, but also the ones that display the values of honesty, tolerance, respect, and solidarity. And it's an interesting thing to watch because the FPL team always it's it's they go with the intention, and it's like they know it's teamwork. And yes, it could get a little, they could get a little feisty sometimes, but that's okay.
It's competitive nature.
It's
That's fine.
competitive nature, and soccer brings that, right? If not, it
Absolutely.
wouldn't be a passionate sport. So,
But you did give me a problem.
what do you mean? Oh,
Now,
yeah.
now we want two or three teams in the tournament. But
Yeah,
we know
explain
we
a
have
little bit
waiting
what
list, but it's a
happened.
good problem to have. So
Explain to me what happened, that you were telling me that because of the corporate soccer tournament, some employees, like FPL team members, were like, "Hey, how come I didn't play?" And so you had to.
yeah. So what was funny there is that again, as I transitioned from Baldwin uh, uh, to this role, I was not aware of the soccer team that represented FPL at the time. So once I received the communications from you and your team and your staff, I went straight to the people that I know who play soccer, the contacts that I and within my network, and they were excited to play and represent the company. Once I signed up the team and the word got out, all of a sudden I had employees from different stations, different locations, service centers, and so forth, saying, "Hey, we're the ones that usually play. How did this come about?" So it was an interest. It was I was positioned, put in a position very awkwardly,
Yeah.
but we worked it out. We ended up having the team that I selected to go represent. They played very well, but from that, we came and partnered up again with you and FCC to host an FPL employee soccer tournament this past Saturday,
I know.
which we had six different teams from six different departments, and anywhere from Turkey Point all the way from a Juno Beach corporate team.
Wow.
And it was an amazing event. We appreciate you and your team and your staff. Uh, I, for one, enjoyed it because um, even though we work for the same company, we see the names, but we never put the faces with their names.
Mm-hmm.
And here they're able to network internally with each
I
other
love it.
and meet and put names with faces and share special times, special moments. And in addition to that, everybody brought their families, their
It was
friends,
beautiful.
the kids. It was a
It
wonderful
was
event.
beautiful.
And if it wasn't for Soccer 5 at Tropical Park and
Amazing.
Football con Corazon and your staff, it wouldn't have been a successful event as it was. So thank you for that.
The fact that you didn't even have to do this, the fact that you came up with, like, you know what, let me kind of bridge this and let's do an internal tournament. And still, because you could have done a normal tournament, but you want it to be a team building one as well, like a networking and a team building one where they can. So we did it with the FPL values combined with the FCC. So like
Absolutely.
safety, excellence, integrity, and teamwork. And so I think it was beautiful to see how you brought people together from all different, and they won't forget that day. The
Correct.
fact that their families was there. So I
Employee
loved.
engagement is so important to
It's
us.
so important.
And you need to support the employees that support and serve our communities. They've helped me out in so many different ways with different challenges and obstacles we had on a daily basis, and it's good to recognize and show appreciation for all their hard work and effort, not just because that's their job, it's because they take pride into their community and the county they live in.
I love it. And you know what? Every time I speak to Andy, Andy's like resolving an issue, a fire, or whatever. Like he gets all the calls and he's trying to. So it's like you're that person, you're that face. You receive feedback, good, bad, the ugly, whatever, the great. Then you also need your team to support and the technical things to make sure that everyone is safe, that everyone has the the power they need. And so I just applaud you for going above and beyond because you didn't have to do this, but the fact that you did it, that speaks volumes. And I want to go back to like how you started because I know we shared a little, and we have a lot of youth leaders. Most of our coaches start when they're in middle or high school as program participants, and then they move along the way. They become volunteers, then they become interns, and then they become actually paid staff. And they're in a growing journey, and we're all about providing the tools of professional development, capacity building. And it's hard out there because a lot of youth, there's so many options, but I feel like there's very little either mentorship or clear pathways um, to be a teenager. It's not easy. I think in this day and age, you have tech, you have other things, but there's like sometimes missing that human connection. So you spoke to me about your past a little and like how you got really at a really young age at FPL. So I want you to tell me a little bit about like your teenage years and how did you end up in FPL?
Okay, so
Just be raw, Andres. Okay. I mean Andy.
so how I got to FPL is for several years prior to joining FPL back in 1997. I was in the Miami Beach area a lot, promoting clubs.
Look at that. Look at
Unfortunately, I had a couple of
that. We would have seen Andy like,
life
yeah,
instances. Yeah, well, I do love music. I
hey, of
love
course,
crowds and
yeah, no,
so
and
forth. So,
Miami's a party scene.
um, fun fact, I love dancing. So, um, but yeah, so there's a few instances that occurred that kind of opened my eyes and said, I just told myself I value my life right now more than making money because in the club scene you could make a lot of
Of
money.
course.
So I needed to pivot. And you know, my aunt told me at the time, hey, she worked at FPL.
Oh,
She retired after 45 years.
wow.
And then my mom said, hey, you may want to consider this. So I said, sure, let me go to a standard 8 to 5. 19 years old at the time.
Super
That's
young.
like, oh, this is this really going to be? It's just a job right now.
Right.
So I went in as a customer service representative back in
Mm-hmm.
1997.
Wow.
This year, I completed 28 years with the company, and
Incredible.
not knowing much, just not knowing what to expect. So when I started a week earlier than my training class. So I had the benefit of being able to sit down with current employees, Marjorie, Rocio, Maria, Costa, and they kind of like took me in as big sisters and said, "Hey, just listen in with us." Um, and it got so they were so great with me. They said, "Hey, you've been here already 3 days. Why don't you start handling calls without any training?" I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but that's what happened, right? So so I did it. So some basic calls and everything, and it just that motivation, that push, just gave me the confidence to pursue this. And basically, I went started there and went to my training, did customer service frontline work like phone board for about 2 years before moving on to
Wow.
my other parts of my career, which is a background, like you mentioned, technical background in management information systems, which a lot of folks say MIS. Then a staffing coordinator, eventually um, going into a manager role, which I started actually hiring for the company. And I hired for the company for the customer service part for about close 15, 16 years.
How old
Uh,
were you there in that moment?
in that moment, I was probably like 26,
Okay.
26, 27 at the time, being a manager and
Like that's
having.
when the brain, supposedly men's brain, mature at 26.
Okay,
20, it starts pruning. And so,
well, it definitely
I mean, for women
pruned.
too.
It
No,
pruned.
women 24, but men 26. So, yay, nice.
But yeah, so again, it was due to the great mentorship and leadership that I have. Maria Gomez, she was my manager director at the time. And one thing she always told me is, Andy, when you form a team and you have direct reports, always surround yourself with the best. Always look for the best and always surround yourself with the best. Look for the 5 stars at all costs.
Mm,
And basically, I took that and not knowing much about managing or leading employees, and from one day to the next, I moved into the manager role, and I had 140 direct reports, and
whoa.
with the task of hiring and onboarding new hires to the organization as well. So it was I kind of liked it because I think depending on the situation and circumstances, I think I thrive and I do better when my back's up against the wall or when I put under the pressure.
We're gonna put on the pressure.
And I loved it. You know, a lot of my employees when they ask me, do you prefer being a leader or an individual contributor? Um, and for the first part of my career, I would for sure said an individual contributor. But working with employees, watching them progress, see their success, that's where I have and take the most pride in. And for sure, I love the leadership role a lot more than
I
individual
love it.
contributor role.
I love that.
And I learned that over time.
Yeah, it's a people. So people might say like, yeah, FPL is the electric, power company, right? But if speaking on your context, it's a people business. It's about elevating people and so on. So because of what you just shared, um, Sammy, our founder and president of the organization, he always told me, Danny, you're as good as the team you have. You're as good as the team you have. It's not about you. Like you could do great, but if your team doesn't do, then so we have to elevate the team. So, question for you. I have my criteria when I'm hiring someone, and I see patterns of like when I'm in the interview process for me is very critical. Because and I always mention this, I see like body language more than what people are saying, body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, and if there's an alignment there. So for you, along the years, you have so much experience working with people. What can you recommend? Like, for example, when you're hiring, what are some of like maybe three traits you look for? And kind of like then three red flags.
Okay, so good question. So funny enough, my background working and promoting clubs, I had to work the front door a lot. So basically, I had to be able to analyze people
Mm,
coming in and coming out. I had to spot potential issues, potential problems. So that kind of helped me when going through the interview process, which we all could ask questions and we all could say that's a good answer, that's not a good answer, and so forth, which is part of the interview process. But analyzing them, their mannerisms, their demeanor,
mm,
their you get to know them before and after the interview, their personality and traits. So that's one thing that, fortunately enough, I kind of learned over the years, and I used that tactic. And you know, and then going through the interview process, asking questions and so forth. I look for the ones that don't rush, the ones that stay calm, cool, collect.
mm,
They collect their thoughts and they give
mm,
an answer and feel comfortable. I always I always help my employees prep for interviews,
right.
and I always tell them, the only person that's going to sell you is you. So you got to believe in yourself, and you have to be confident, believe in yourself, and believe in your abilities and what you bring to the table. And I look for those traits. I look for that during the interview process. Red flags, for me, basically, it kind of talked about it, since I was hiring for a communication role, which is answering the phones.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, I had a problem stuttering or mumbling a lot, so I look for those things. But I'll provide them feedback on the spot. I wouldn't leave the interview without giving them feedback of the interview right then and there, because a lot of interviewees, that when they go to an interview, they never get feedback afterwards,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I like doing is providing that feedback right then and there. Why? It's fresh. It's on both of your minds,
It's data.
and you guys
So,
could talk about it, right? And then another red flag is just overconfidence and short, quick, really answers that you really don't collaborate or talk all that much.
mm,
So those are some of the things that through that interview process are some of the red flags that I look for.
yeah. And I think like the common denominator here of things, certain things you mentioned is kind of like that emotional regulation skill set. I feel like if people know how to regulate themselves emotionally, they can learn, they can adapt, they be flexible if they learn how to kind of like pace themselves, right? If
Correct.
someone is quick temper and then they're gonna be overreactive on the phone with a customer, or they're gonna be nasty with the team member,
Correct.
then that's gonna create disruption.
Absolutely.
So emotional regulation, I think, is definitely a key. And tell me about, um, one of the things that I love about your story is how like you got there, and along the way you got mentors, and you're thankful, and you can actually be a testament of like giving having an opportunity, starting, let's say, from a basic level, but then progressing. Nowadays, I think a lot of youth, or young adults maybe feel like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start what for that pay? Heck no. And so you have this attitude on some teenagers. Um, and the fact that you can say, well, wait, I started here, and this is what I did. And so it's like you started, you didn't take the elevator, you took the stairs, and along the way you had amazing mentors that had taken you to another level. So I think that's a really cool testament. Tell me along the way about fatherhood, because I know you have two beautiful daughters, 15 and
8.
8.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
So Len, she's my oldest. She's 15. She just turned 15 back in June. Um, you know, there's nothing like when you have your firstborn and you just hold them, and there's a whole new love that you never even knew. And you know, she's been an amazing daughter. She's into fashion, typical teenager, fashion,
Right.
nails, hairs. So and now going through the experience of getting a learner's permit. So
Oh
that's gonna
God,
be fun. I
I don't
took her
even.
driving last week and Tropical Park, believe it or not, and I'm actually happy that she wants to drive because I'm a car guy. I love driving, and hopefully she gets that from me. And then Evie, Evangeline Martinez, Evie for short, 8-year-old, splitting image of me. So I'm not gonna, how everything says comes back full
Yeah,
circle
yeah,
to you.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and she loves sports. I grew up playing sports all my life,
Nice.
and she loves sports. And funny enough, she loves soccer, and she's for the past 2 years she's been playing for the school, and she's been the only girl playing for her school on the on all boys team.
Nah.
So
What? She's
yes,
the only one?
only girl.
Stop it.
Yeah, and hopefully this year, as the school starts, they're looking to have and start the first all girls team. So we're hoping that happens, and hopefully she could help, you know, encourage some of the girls and participate and have the first ever girls team at her school. So
I love it.
let's see how it goes.
What school is she in?
She's in. They're both in charter schools.
Okay.
Soli's in Pinecrest Preparatory High
Oh,
School
okay.
Middle, and then Evangeline or Evie is in Pinecrest Preparatory Academy.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, if she later on wants to join, we've had volunteers join when they're 12 and up, and then at 14 they can become assistant coaches if they want to. If they get she wants community service hours. I would love to have her. We had one of our coaches, Camila. She started when she was like probably 10. I'm sorry, 11. She started at 11. And now she is one of our coaches in West Miami Parks and Recreation. She's amazing. So she started really, really young. So I would love to have her, and I applaud the fact that you're supporting her.
yeah, yeah.
And
I'm
that
definitely a girl's dad, so
love it.
anything they wanted, I try to like resist, but I can't. So pretty much.
Listen, girls that that's. So I have a question for you. How do you like? How do you see yourself and your FPL team in the next I don't know 5 years? So that's one. And then second, I know the World Cup is coming, and you are like your team and yourself, you're committed to scoring goals for the community. So we appreciate that because you're part of the movement. And on our end, even though we're not a competitive soccer academy at all, we're a nonprofit that simply uses soccer as the vehicle to create the transformation. So one of our core pillars is to create access because we believe after school soccer programs should be accessible, affordable, and transformative. So because of partners like you, we're able to do that. So I want you to tell me a little bit about the future. How do you see FPL in 5 years on your team? What you want to accomplish?
So for FPL, basically, we have a big challenge ahead of us, meaning the growth and economic development of South Dade or just Miami in general
Mm-hmm.
is it's going to be next level. Like you mentioned, we have FIFA coming in with a new stadium. Obviously, when you have big venues like that, people don't usually think about power outages or so forth. You hope for not, but we're putting the right infrastructures in place to make sure all that goes off without a hitch. And next year we have the World Cup coming, so yes, we're gonna be ready. Like we've had the Super Bowl here before and World Series events, and if you recall, none of them have ever had power outages and issues, which
Oh
we've
God.
seen in other locations and other events and venues have. Um, and then the growth and development of South Dade specifically in the next 5 years. Um,
And by the
and when I
way,
say South Dade,
South Dade is like, can you mention like exactly the areas?
so for me, now working for external affairs, I cover from South Miami all the way to Florida City,
Got
and I'm involved. Um, I'm on 3 different boards. I'm a board director for the Economic Development Chamber, the South Dade Chamber of Commerce, and then Chamber South. And in each one, which again, this is all new to me, and I appreciate everybody, all my leaders uh, from those organizations, mentoring, helping me out. Uh, we're heavily involved in the growth and development of the community and the small businesses. And for South Dade specifically, meaning uh, we're looking at, again, from South Miami to Florida City, we're going to have more city places,
I love that.
right? We're going to have more um, recreational facilities like, let's say, sport complexes. There's talks about that, and I think it's already been voted
Yeah.
on. We're going to have the growth of manufacturing and other industries uh, down south, right, is one of the few places where we have land still. And the reason why we're doing that and we're going to get involved and we're supporting those initiatives because we want to create an environment where uh, you could go, you could live in an area where you raise a family, work, and play. Um, for Dade County, um, beautiful city of Miami, we have one major issue, which is our transportation.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're trying to do is create these economic developments in the areas where residents live, so they don't have to commute and drive as much. I do applaud the county on all the efforts they're making on improving public transportation and transit. They are making headway, but still,
There's a lot to be
there's
done.
still more and more um, new residents moving in annually. So basically, we're partnering up with all the municipalities to create and provide an infrastructure to support that growth, which your question pertaining to the next 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking about potentially anywhere from 200 to 300,000 more residents in the Tri County area easily.
Yeah, that's crazy. And South Dade is getting denser. By the way, and I love all Miami-Dade County, but it is true. And I don't live in District 8 or District 9. Like, I don't live in South Dade. However, it's the place where I've worked the most, where we've served the most, and most of our efforts go to South Dade just because, first of all, it's an economic engine. Like, there's so much, like, the agriculture, all the families that live there, but it's really undersourced. It's really under developed. And the fact that you represent that specific area and you advocate for it, you were at our back to school supporting, like, you see the real. It's not like just in certain conversations that you're with some elected officials and discussing planning. No, you also see the real need. And so we need more leaders like you. And by the way, you know, I would love to have you in our FCC advisory board when it opens up. So that I already said it. So you're kind of you kind of yeah.
No
You're
pressure, right? No pressure, right?
Okay. No, no pressure, no pressure. But it's coming soon. Anyways,
I love to support for sure.
Thank you, Andy.
And thank you for recognizing that. I understand that my role, you know, I go out there and work with elected officials and government and all these projects, but at the same time, I like to roll up my sleeve and get out there and get involved and support in any capacity, whether it's moving boxes, building. Um, we do a lot of community events. FPL supports a lot of like senior citizens preparing for storms, so we do storm meal kits. That it's a 3-day supply in case they lose power. We have actually next week we have an initiative down in Homestead, supporting our senior citizens down there. Back to school, love it. Want to be a part of it in any capacity, and um, supporting uh, Cone Higgins not too long ago, Commissioner Cone Higgins and her back to school efforts. And thank you for that opportunity. And recently, just this past weekend, prior to the tournament, we're in Palmetto Bay supporting the students and the kids down there and the families. And it's always great to support, give back, and show that hey, we're here. You have a team behind you, whether it's FPL, whether it's your elected officials, your council members, or organizations like yours, like Football Con Corazon. You could count that you always have a support system, and that's what I love about Miami-Dade County is that you could always look and turn anywhere, and you're going to find a great network of people to always be there, willing to support.
I love it. And so to end this, Andy, because we have a few minutes, we have like a minute, like 2 minutes left. Emily, give us a little bit more. I wanted to say two things. You have to share a fun fact, something what we don't know.
Already told you dance.
That okay? You already said that. That's not weird anymore. So okay, now you have to say what type of dance.
everything. I love all music, and even recently, I don't know why I've gotten into like enjoying country music even more.
For real?
I've
That's
gone
that's with the
to
age, Andy.
I've gone to what's that
Morgan
event?
Allen.
Tortugas,
Oh
two
yeah, I
years in a
think
row, and the one in Broward. Very exciting festival concert that they put on there
yeah,
for
yeah,
three
yeah.
days.
Country music keeps on
And I
growing
saw
and
Pitbull
growing.
there too, so I loved it.
Oh, nice.
So, but the little fun fact, actually, I thought you were gonna ask me this. So basically, something that only the closest of closest people know about me is, believe it or not, since I was a little child, I've always been infatuated and like I always loved watching WWE wrestling.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I'm still a child at heart. And that's something that has stuck with me for many years, and it's funny because just to see from where it first started when I was a child to where it's at
It's
today,
crazy.
it's just a huge global phenomenon.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know. It's to me, it's like a novela for guys
Okay, so dancing and
and ladies,
wrestling. Here
but
you go,
yeah,
Andy.
dancing and wrestling.
So
Yes.
so wait a second, and just so you said that, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put you on the spot. In the next corporate soccer tournament, you're gonna play because he always goes. He's like the captain of the team. He's giving orders, but he's not. You're gonna be playing
You know,
next.
you're the second person because
That's
the
it.
team actually asked me to play.
When
So once
yeah,
I get over my injury, I'll
you'll be
attempt.
you'll
I'll
be
attempt.
you'll be good. You'll
I'll,
be good.
I'll attempt to get out there. So
Yeah, you could play softly. It's
challenge
okay.
accepted. Challenge
Like I
accepted.
love it. I love it. And you could take your daughter as well. So the last thing is before we say goodbye, I want you to look at the camera. It will be this one. And you're gonna like if you had I don't know, like a group of our 40 youth, middle schoolers, high schoolers, and if you were their coach, right? Life coach, right? And you're giving them advice, what would be one advice you would give them?
Hmm, good question. So, what you think is a small task, don't take it as a small task or a small opportunity or something that you think it's beneath you. Always take on those small challenges, build up to something bigger and better. Work up to your goals. It's not always handed to you. Sometimes it takes dedication uh, and commitment, and that means being there day in, day out. Um, Again, we all want to reach our goal almost immediate, but don't be afraid to start small and work your way up. There's so many great opportunities out there, but you got to take that first step and be willing to start, maybe not on a lower level, in order to get where you would want to be in your life. And if you have that attitude, you're dedicated, you're loyal. I think loyalty is one thing that
Mm,
I've been seeing a lot missing
mm.
or going away little by little. It's be loyal and be grateful for those that paved the way for you, and give it back. Always give it back and pass it forward. That's what I'll tell them.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Andy. Thank you so much for that. And I love the fact that a lot of kids they just want to maybe have a talent and they think like with that they score goals and it's like when you're an athlete, you have to show up every day, but it's cold, when it's hot, when it hurts, and you're there and you're building that muscle, like that resiliency and that dedication that you mentioned. So um I think if we can all learn from the athlete, right, that shows up and works and creates that capacity, um, it's a superpower. So thank you so much for what you shared. Love that you came uh, to be in our podcast today, and love the service that you provide. Not only the support you provided to FCC, but with all the other organizations and chambers you're involved. So
Thank,
it was cool having you.
thank you so much. Thank you,
Yay!
Danielle,
Thank you,
FCC,
Andy.
and again, Grant, Michael Miller, and Community News and staff. Appreciate it, and thank you so much. It was a great opportunity.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great one.